everybody to the Preston Lopez Show Season 23. Today I happen to be with one of my friends. We go way, way, way back. But I will not tell you how much is way back. But Ellie,
Yes.
you tell me a little bit about you because this is very interesting. You and I we met working the hotlines many years ago in the social work field, and now all of a sudden we find out last year I think that you an artist. So tell me, like, social work and artist.
So this was the other side that you never got to see, which happened nights and weekends.
I see.
This was ceramics. I started as a child from age 5 in, I guess, the local Y.
And nobody knew about it. Okay.
Well, I wasn't sharing this of what did you do over the weekend.
Right.
Most of the pieces you have at the gallery are from an outdoor technique. It's an old Japanese technique called raku.
Hold on that thought. So, she's talking about, for example, you know, we have to keep it sexy at the Preston Lopez Show. So, she's talking about this. So now you have a voluptuous shaped woman, this kind of thing, like, you know, sexy. And this is what you're referring to the raku technique?
So this is called naked raku. You could see
Naked raku.
even here along the edges are what was peeled off
Yeah.
from the fire. It goes through a process where it's an outdoor firing. You take it out with giant tongs, you immerse it in, we've been doing variation from sawdust to newspaper, and put it on top and let it oxidize and reduce. This is a great technique, but it's how creative you want to be. So I use Matisse's forms and the contrast of the flatness of this with the texture and color it provides.
Okay.
So you normally just have a black and white form. I chose to do it red and use a
My
little
favorite color.
definitive outline around it.
Now, this is the same technique that you have. I'm going to show you another piece. This is the same technique that you use for this.
Right.
And then, you know, something very interesting. In the other piece, obviously, you can just put it, you know, place it certain, obviously, in certain way only because it's an image and you wanted people to know what it is. But one thing that is very interesting about the work that you do is that the pieces are, you know, the way you might like it or the way you might feel it express better the feeling of the work. You can mount it on the wall, you can mount it on a picture frame. It's very interesting because you can use it for different things. You can use it also as a display. You can put different things like keys or potpourri, things like that of that nature. But this is the same technique that we're talking about, the raku, naked raku. We love that, naked raku.
Because naked is fun, but
Yeah.
it's also the extra step to peel it off. But beforehand,
Yeah.
I took a tool and just went with the movement that I was feeling and did all these angles. So you could feel movement on a flat piece,
Oh.
which is the idea of it, while seeing the contrast of all the shapes that came intrinsically.
Very cool. I'm going to show you before we go, I'm going to show you some pieces also that she had done for La Vie Galerie. And this is a different material, you would call it, or different design? Or?
It's still ceramics,
Okay.
a different design, a different firing technique.
Okay,
This was done indoors at an electric kiln.
okay.
But it also represents that freedom that you're feeling with just the no chaos. It feels like chaos when you look at the full design, but it's the freedom of doing it, of spreading yourself and doing the
Spreading
different.
yourself.
Which
That-
is a
we
good
love
thing.
that.
Spreading is a good thing.
Now, I want to show you one more piece before we go, because this is actually one of my favorite pieces. We just got this today at the gallery. But the reason I like this particular piece is because it reminds me of like one of those high-end pieces at hotels that they're very, you know, Japanese, very Chinese, very upscale, very exclusive. And also, I love the design that she did, all the work in the back of the piece. So tell me a little bit about this one.
So the design took a lot of time and effort, but also what took time and effort was afterwards changing the perspective you'll get by changing the color.
Oh.
So you have deep reds on this side,
Yeah.
whereas you have lighter reds there, and you have the
Interesting.
pulling of the colors as the design pulls. And then your perspective changes when you look at the design
Okay.
detail.
Great. Now, one more question before we go. And remember, this is like a segment, art segment for the Preston Lopez Show, season 23. So, one more question before we go. How long does it take you to create a piece like this?
This one is food safe. So in terms of the difference with the raku, which is an outdoor firing,
Okay.
the outdoor firing is an extra whole day
Oh.
where you're outside with the kiln and waiting till you can actually remove it. This you do glaze indoors, and that could be the kiln fires for 6 hours after you glaze it. Making it and preparing takes, I'd say, anywhere from a month to a day, depending on
Wow.
what inspires you. Like if you wake up that morning and you really love this design, you could do it all in one day.
Okay.
But creating the form and deciding could take a little longer, maybe another few days.
Wow. On that note, that's all we have for the Preston Lopez Show, season 23. Thank you so much, Ellie, for being with us.
Thank you for having me everybody.
Me fui en una fría, pero no vi a nadie, algo raro a mediodía, una novia